Hi there, my name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a money maker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Ruben Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted, y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website RubenRubioTX.com on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más temprano disponible.
Welcome everybody to today's show. This is Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm 8-Bit Rich along with Ruben Rubio TX himself. Just want to say hi first to Mauricio. Thank you for joining us, and anybody else out there, thank you for following us. Before we start the show, just want to remind you, you can go to our website at RubenRubioTX.com to leave your questions, to find our social media, as well as book an appointment with Ruben Rubio TX. And today we got quite a few topics to discuss. As many of you all know, in Florida, there was a tragic accident that happened on a condo that unfortunately lost some lives. It wasn't something that people expected, but you can never predict what happens. And that's one of the things we'd like to discuss here on Ruben Rubio TX. You know, you can't prepare for what's going to happen for the next accident, but you can prepare to leave a legacy and to make sure your family is secure in the case of this accident. What do you think about what happened with that condo, Ruben?
Yes, unfortunately, the United States is seeing an accident that happened. This happened at 1 in the morning when most people are in bed and they were sleeping and they felt safe, and all hell broke loose. I'm sorry to say, we've mentioned it many times on our show. Do you know when your next accident's going to happen? And unfortunately, as we're learning now that this could have been prevented, there's right now, up to today's date and today's last newscast, they have found 11 bodies, and they're still missing about 150 people that were in the building. They haven't been able to get to them because it was a 12-story building. Plus, they also had the parking lot on the bottom of the condominium, and it just fell down, Richard. It just fell down. Yeah. There are different reports coming saying, hey, they knew about this. There was a way to prevent it. But you know what? Things happen for a reason. And that's why today we're going to talk about these things on the show. Other than the fact that for the life insurance, the accident policies, and all the other policies that I offer, we're going to talk about two very important subjects. One is medical power of attorney, and then we're going to talk about power of attorney. Let me just start off telling you, I am not an attorney. I'm an insurance agent. I sell life insurance. But when I talk to couples and I talk to family, I tell them, look, there's a lot of things we need to get ready in case something happens. Now, talking about medical power of attorney, this is really something a husband and a wife should consider, especially right now that it's vacation time, Richard?
Yeah.
Like when we go on vacation, I make sure that there's something left for there to be instructions of what if something happens. Now, a lot of people tell me, Mr. Rubio, but if you're married, shouldn't your wife make the decision, or vice versa? Shouldn't the husband make the decision for the wife? Not necessarily, because it depends on what state you're living in and what are the circumstances. Let me just broaden this a little bit more. The reason you get a medical power of attorney is that in the event there's an accident, or let's say there's a natural thing that happens, a heart attack, a stroke, something that you cannot control, you need to have somebody there that can tell the doctors, you know what? The doctor comes up to you and they tell you, you know what? Their quality of life is not going to be the same. Okay? They're not going to be good. They're going to be stuck to a machine for the rest of their lives. And it's right now when we can make the decision, because we already did everything we can. That's what the doctor will tell you. And there's no way that this person will survive on his or her own strength.
Yeah.
It's a merciful thing to say, you know what, I love my husband, I love my wife, but you know what? The quality of life is gone. That person that I used to know, that person that we all know or knew, is no longer there. And medically, their quality of life has just ended. Simply ended. And that person cannot make the decision on his or her own, saying, you know what, if this were to happen to me. That's why we're talking about the medical power of attorney, because there are several pages where, it's just written out in such a way that, hey, if I have an accident and there's no way I'm going to live through this correctly or come back to life the right way, you have my permission to say, you know what, let's stop the machines. Let me go on. If you know the Lord, this is great. If you know the Lord and you're ready, well, that's not a problem. But here's the thing. We don't know when things happen. That's why we're going back to the same thing that we started right now at the beginning. This was a natural disaster in the event that it was an accident that could have been prevented. But look, a 12-story building fell down and they found a couple of people alive, but now they have 11 people dead and they're still missing 150 people. They're really literally racing against time to try to save whoever's down there. Now, statistically, this is the way it is on the news and everything else that tell you you have a 24 to a 36-hour window to rescue someone. Now, unfortunately, they've had heavy rains, which also prevents them from working. And they have to pull these huge slabs that weigh tons and tons to get out of the way to go down to the next level. Like, just imagine this. This was a 12-story building. I mean, this thing's high. You know, it's as high as the bank here in McAllen. You know, plus the parking lot is another story or 2 stories under, and it just toppled down. You know, and I know my hand's going off the screen, but I can't describe it to you in another way. So now, what if they do find somebody? You know, can you imagine this, Richard? Your brother, your sister, your mom and dad, and like, they're not going to be the same after this, and probably they're going to tell you, you know what, we're not going to be able to save them, and if we are, we're going to have to put them on a machine for the rest of their life. And the medical power of attorney gives this to your husband or to your son or daughter to take care of you. Now, sad to say, there's people that don't have family anymore, but you have real good friends, good close friends that, you know, can make the decision for you. And when you have that medical power of attorney written out, and of course it has to be sealed by a lawyer, this will make things easier for yourself and for your family. Now, this is not the event that, you know, oh, ever since he had the accident, you know, he snores more. I would take snoring more every day than living horribly stuck to a machine. So I advise this, especially when, you know, when we go on vacations, you know, we've been to different parts of the country because, you know, because of my companies where we have our conventions, and like, I've been to New York, I've been to Boston, I've been to California a couple of times, I've been to Florida a couple of times, I've been to Bermuda, you know, the company flies us here and there, you know, and like, hey, you know what, I have 2 kids, and I tell them, you know, hey, in the event something happens, guys, that this is what I'm leaving you behind, you know, and if we survive, but we're not going to really survive, you know, I'm giving you the authorization to pull the plug. And of course, this is a merciful way of loving your family member. It's not an easy decision to do, you know, Richard. And of course, they have to be conscious when they sign. And, you know, and I've heard them say, oh, Dad, nothing's going to happen to you. Oh, yeah, you don't know that. You know, right now we're living in situations and times that we haven't seen before. Like right here in the valley, like all of a sudden you get these heavy thunderstorms and windstorms, and you see cars on top of trees, which you usually see up in the Midwest, you know, North Texas, you know, Kansas, you know, all those places that happens more often. These times are changing, and you need to be prepared. And like I said, you know, can you imagine? Hey, Mr. Rubio, we found your loved one, and that person that was in the building, and you know, their body is completely crushed, and the only way they're going to survive is we keep them on the machine. And but they're not here anymore. You know, their mind is gone. Their mind is gone, and all you're going to see is the husk, and that's something that's very hard to live with. So the reason I'm talking about this is because we don't know what tomorrow will hold. Now, setting aside the life insurance, wouldn't your conscience be better if you decided to do, you know what, let's do the right thing for mom or dad? And like I said, this doesn't only apply to an accident, but let's say they have a heart attack, they have an aneurysm, they have something that happened to them that, it was unexpected,
Yeah.
So you do this out of love and prepare your family for what's going to happen. This weekend, I was in San Antonio when we got the news that all of this was happening. I went to go see a family in Austin, Texas. And of course, my business is to go and offer insurance, and you tell them, okay, this is what we need. And in Austin, Texas, their family member had just passed away. And they said, Mr. Rubio, it cost us $28,000. We're not living in the Valley. We're living in Austin, Texas. The Valley, you're looking at $12,500 to about $15,000, $18,000, depending on a little nicer casket, a nice place to bury them.
Yeah.
Up north, it costs so much more. And I would emphasize to the family, look, we have to look at the cost of living, and everything's going to go up. So I said, instead of a higher price, since I do sell dividend paying whole life policies, they're going to get more cash value, more death benefit on the long run. And they said, Mr. Rubio, we're thinking about just going down to the funeral home and making a packet. And I said, well, I sell funeral plans too. Let's see how much it's going to cost. And I got the lady's name, date of birth, one of the local funeral homes, and I know more or less, I just put the price of $28,000, and we're looking at $450 a month for the next 10 years. And my solution was this: look, let me offer you the life insurance for $40,000, because you got to think in the cost of living up ahead and all these other things
down the road.
Up, and it's $135,000, $135 a month for $40,000, which is better. And they look at me, well, Mr. Rubio, that's not hard. It's the $135 one, right? I said, yeah. Because once you figure it out, 150 times 12. That's over $9,000, almost $10,000 times 10 years. So that $28,000 policy, it's going to cost you 4 times what you're paying for at a funeral home. And it's just simple arithmetic. Just figure how much. And since I do sell for the other companies, I told them, look, this is the best route I can offer you. And of course, talking to the daughter, I told her about, in the event something happens to your mom, you're the first beneficiary, your brother's the second beneficiary. And here comes the hard part. What if something happens to mom? How are you going to handle it? Well, you know what? And I mentioned to her the power of attorney, because all of this is already going on. And as I talk to my clients, because one thing is that I talk about it here on the program. Another thing is that when I'm sitting down with the client, I talk about other subjects, Richard, that are very important to the family. I told them, hey, what are we going to use the money for? Let's do this with the money. Let's do this. I give them different options, and let's make a plan to get all of this going. And they said, Mr. Rubio, do you really think it's necessary? Well, if it was me and something happens to me and I'm not going to live better than what I'm now, I would be grateful if they just pulled the plug. I know the Lord, I love the Lord, but you can only be here if you're okay, That's just a reality. Then we touch the subject about power of attorney. For those of you who don't know, there's a difference. The power of attorney is when you, as a person, give authority to somebody else to handle your personal business. And we're talking about paying bills, paying, your house, you know, the payments on your car, or buying stuff that you need that you no longer have the ability to do.
Yeah.
You give it to somebody else. You could give it to your spouse or your kids, the one that that's going to be responsible. Because here's the thing, Richard, unfortunately, we have family members that are not responsible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, I have family members that son completamente irresponsables, completely irresponsible.
Yeah.
And you just got to be wise about it. Okay, I'm going to decide that this guy's going to be in charge of this and that. And I have to come in with this interview. Somebody that has power of attorney over your financial needs does not apply to life insurance. What are you talking about, Mr. Rubio? I have power of attorney. Yeah, but in the state of Texas or other states, power of attorney does not override the person that's alive. Because I've heard people, well, I'm going to borrow against my mom and dad's policy. I have power of attorney. Yeah, but they have to authorize it through the insurance company. You cannot make changes on their policies or withdraw money from their policies if you haven't gotten permission from the client or the policy owner. It just works that way. This is a safeguard the state of Texas has done for its clients, for its insured. Why? Because unfortunately, again, we talk about those irresponsible family members. I have had to confront several over the years, Richard, and sadly enough, it has come almost to like they're wanting to beat me up because I've told them, you can't do that. I go to the client and tell them, you know what? You haven't been paying on your policy. What's going on? What do you mean, Mr. Rubio? The money's in the bank. No, the bank says that you're already overdrawn. By the time we try to draft, the money's gone. Well, my son, my daughter, they're in charge of the money. Well, you know what? They're misspending your money and your coverage is gone. We can reinstate it by paying the premiums that are behind, but I have to do a reinstatement form asking you, how's your health? How is it going? Usually by the second month, I get a letter saying, hey, they haven't been paying their premium. I still have time to go rescue the policy without having to do the reinstatement form. And that's where I've gotten problems with the kids. Pues es dinero, mamá, yo lo voy a gastar. It's my mom's money and I'm going to spend it. Yeah, but that life insurance money, it's not your business, it's her business or his business. And now talking to the parents, they found out that their kids have been squandering off their checks.
Wow, it's crazy.
This is something that is just, unfortunately, very common. Very common. Yeah. I talk to the other siblings and they tell me, no, Mr. Rubio, my brother's taking care of that. No, your brother's taking care of himself. He's been getting your mom's and dad's money and he's been blowing it. Of course, this starts a fight. This usually starts a fight. I have to explain it to them. You have to be involved. As children, you need to be what the old phrase was, I'm my brother's keeper. You have to be watching out for your brother because he's doing something that he's not supposed to be doing to your mom and dad. And mom and dad aren't going to do anything because they love their kid and, pues lo estamos ayudando. Yeah, but they're not really helping you. They're helping themselves. And that's why there's a distinct difference between medical power of attorney and power of attorney. Okay, there's two different things right there. And we want to emphasize these things today because we're talking about this disaster in Florida. And my heart breaks for these guys and these women that are going through. My mom and dad lived here. My brothers and sisters lived here, we this is, we bought this condo for them because we want them to live good. Have you ever been to
Yeah.
Miami? Have you ever been to Florida? It's nice.
No,
Well,
I heard
it's
it.
nice. I've been to Florida. It's expensive. It's bien caro,
Yeah.
mucha paca, mucha mula. One
Yeah.
of these condos, I can't even imagine, or told you on the broadcast how expensive they are to live there. But the thing is, they were there believing that they were safe, and the people that they entrusted with their safety were not there for them.
Yeah.
Now, as you've seen the news, several buildings have just been discovered. They're almost in the same problem as this building. You know what people are doing? They're moving out.
Yeah.
They're not going
They
to
gotta
take
protect themselves.
yeah, they're not going to take the risk of the building falling on them in the middle of the night. It's
Yeah.
like that joke. You remember that joke of the little kid says, "Oh, I'm going to be an astronaut. Oh, that's great. And I'm going to fly to the moon." And the teacher will tell him, but if you fly to the moon, you're going to burn up. No, don't worry, teacher. Don't worry. I'm going to fly at night.
Uh,
That makes no sense because
that,
there's no night at the
no.
moon, at the sun. I'm going to fly.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly at night. Like you have to use a little wisdom and the big word, a lot of common sense. Salte. Move out. Have you ever heard the
Yeah.
term "bien ves la tormenta y no te hincas"? You see the storm coming and you don't bow down to pray. You just got to do what is common sense. So for today's subject, I when I visit my clients, this is one of the topics that we cover, the medical power of attorney and of course the power of attorney. Re-emphasizing, I am not a lawyer, but I can show you, hey, these are the forms, read them to yourself, and then you have to take it to an attorney so they can seal it and it's all legalized. Okay? I know a couple of attorneys that will give you, they'll give them a nice rate, because they know me. And they say, "Oh, Mr. Rubio, you know what? You send us business and we're going to take care of these people because we also want to be part of the community. And in the event something happens, we're going to be there for them, and I'm trying to cover my butt to cover their butts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way it works. That's the way it works.
Yeah. We just want to thank Irma Rodriguez for joining us on today's show. You're watching Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We're here every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find more information on our website at RubenRubioTX.com. There you'll be able to find our social media. If you want to leave a question, we have a form for that. And if you also want to make an appointment with Ruben Rubio TX, you can go ahead and fill out the form there as well. And today's topic, we're talking about medical power of attorney, the difference between that and a regular power of attorney. And one thing I guess I just would like to mention about the medical power of attorney, um, would you say it kind of takes the pressure off of your loved ones from having to make that hard decision by making this out beforehand?
Yes, it does. You're taking care of several issues and several problems because let me put it to you this way. I've run into families that, some brothers say he's got to stay. We're not going to pull the plug. And some others say, no, he's not with us anymore. He needs to go. And if the form hasn't been signed and the paperwork hasn't been done, you run into the legality of things. But let's be honest, we also run into the cost. The cost of being on a machine. It's a lot of money. I mean, it's just a lot. And you know what? Most of the time it gets to the point that the state has to take care of you. And we run into the problem that there's less money for things that we need in our state.
in our local areas. And this will help alleviate, especially the conscience, the mind, the conscience, the heart of the person saying, you know what, we're going to do the right thing. I love you, mom and dad, but you're not the same anymore. It's time for you to go. It's okay. That's why you did it, because you already told your kids, hey, if it's my time, it's my time. I got to go. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. It's my time to go. Let's go. It's like people that I've met in the past, of course, this is a very bad analogy of it, but, I find clients that say, oh, well, I bought the nice perpetual care, casket, the one that has that interior sealer, and, I'll be the same for the next 25, 30 years, and I'm not going to rot. I'm not going to do this. And so, and why did you do this? Oh, because it's something I feel comfortable with. Yeah, but nobody's going to go up in the grave. I wonder what mom is doing. I wonder what mom looks like now, 30 years later. Nobody's going to go, okay? After somebody dies, for the next couple of years, people will go and visit the grave, and some stop going altogether. I go every year to go see my mom and dad on their birthdays or on the day that they passed away, every now and then now, because it's not the same. My dad died back in 1983. Wow. And my mom died back in 1988. And I passed by there, and I remember there's mom and dad's grave, and I stop, and I sometimes bring flowers, and I bring water for the flowers so they can last a little longer, and and you just remember them. But you've got to understand, they're not there. The shell is there, what's left of it, but their spirit, soul, are gone. They're with the Lord. They knew the Lord. They accepted the Lord, and they're no longer there. It's as simple as that. But now you're gonna throw in another $10,000 for a casket that's not gonna let them rot. It's just not, doesn't make any sense, because unfortunately everybody, after they're placed under the ground, it's usually about 5 years when they start to rot completely.
And I would probably, reiterate, like on the medical power of attorney. I would probably just, would reiterate that when you do the medical power of attorney, you kind of help your family members from not feeling guilty about having to say yes, pull the plug, or go through this, because you've already made the decision, and I would say you've discussed it with your family members, especially the beneficiaries, like, hey, this is what I want. It's going to be okay if you follow my decisions, what I've outlined in the medical power of attorney. And I think that would ease the consciences of your loved ones as well.
Again, as I've told you, people that usually buy insurance from me are people that are conscious of things, because a lot of people say, you know what, whatever my kids want, I'm not going to buy anything. Let them take care of everything. Okay. Nobody has extra money. The bank is not going to lend you $15,000 for a funeral. The bank is not going to pay, your stuff. You have to do something for yourself. That's the reality of things. Most children, most kids, guess what? They have their own bills. They have their mom and dad's bills. They have all of that. You need to take care of yourself, because you have to be the responsible one. I'm getting a call right now. Somebody's wanting to talk to me about these things.
Probably. I guess that would be a good time. Yeah, go ahead.
But you have to make the decision. And like I tell you, I'm not like the other agents. I'm going to talk to you about stuff that you need to know beforehand. It's like that thing they talked about at our church recently about, dads telling their kids that they love them, and our older generation, my dad never told me he loved me.
Yeah.
Like he said, "Taventates." He smacked me in the back and said, "Taventates, you did a good job." That was his love. I don't do that with my kids. I love my kids. I hug them, I tell them, I love you, mijo. I love you. And I'm here for you. I'm your dad. I'm going to take care of you as long as I can, hoping that when I get older, they take care of me.
Exactly.
That's the way it should work, and I'm hoping that I go before they go.
Yeah.
That's the way it is,
All right. Well, I think that was a pretty good discussion. Once again, I'd just like to thank everyone that showed up to today's stream. You were watching Ruben Rubio TX live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can visit our website at RubenRubioTX.com, where you'll find all our social media links, as well as a form to leave a question. Or if you want to set up an appointment with Ruben Rubio TX himself to go over not only the whole life insurance, but give you more information as to plan and prepare so that your loved ones will be able to go through this process a lot smoother. And he's there to walk you through this whole process. We're here every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time here in Texas, but I believe Ruben Rubio TX has ability to help other people through some of his companies that he works with. But feel free to visit our website once again at RubenRubioTX.com. And I guess any last words before we say bye?
Yeah, I've got clients all over the place. I've got them all over Texas. I've got a big bunch in Houston. I've got some in Dallas, some in Midland, some in Austin, some in Waco, some in Laredo, I've got them over there by Midland, I've got some in El Paso, but I also got clients that live out of state. I've got a lot of them in California. I've got a couple of them in Illinois, and here and there. The only place I can't sell is in New York, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
All right.
But
well, thank you.
Seriously, if you have a question, feel free, ask. That's what we're here for. And like I tell you, set up an appointment with me and I'll sit down with you. If you don't want to us mentioning it on the air, I can sit down with you and I can talk to you. I can explain things to you. And if you've been my client, you know that I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. I'm there for you because that's my job. That's what I want to do. I want to do the best for you. Service, a lot of companies don't do service anymore, Richard. I'm one that believes in service. I believe in it. I was brought up to be, that person that my mom and dad wanted for me to be, that responsible person, the person that, hey, somebody asks a question, well, I'm there to answer it for them.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Once again, visit our website, RubenRubioTX.com, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you later.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hi there. My name is Ruben Rubio. I am going to be your insurance consultant this next journey that we're going to take. This journey is going to talk about life insurance. A lot of people ask about life insurance. A lot of people think they don't need life insurance. Many people insure their homes, they insure their cars, even their jewelry. But what they need to do is insure themselves. You know why? Because you are a moneymaker. If you make money, you provide for your family, your wife, your kids, or you have a business. There is no way to replace you. The only way is to have an insurance plan that will cover you the right way. If you liked the content and want to show your support, make sure that you like and comment below. For all questions and inquiries, you can submit them through my content form at RubenRubioTX.com. You can also find me across all the social medias, RubenRubioTX. Thank you. May the Lord bless you. Hello, my name is Ruben Rubio. Help support my channel by visiting my website, RubenRubioTX.com, on your phone, tablet, or PC. For Facebook, go to the menu and click on the Facebook logo. On my Facebook page, click like and follow. For Instagram, go to the menu and click on the Instagram logo. On my Instagram profile, click follow. For YouTube, go to the menu and click on the YouTube logo. On my YouTube page, click subscribe and ring the bell for all notifications. For Twitch, go to the menu and click on the Twitch logo. On my Twitch page, click the heart to follow. If you have questions you'd like answered on one of our live streams or YouTube videos, go to the menu and click on Ask a Question. Fill out all the details in the form and click Submit. You can choose to be anonymous or have your first name mentioned on the video. If you'd like to schedule a phone appointment, go to the menu and click Schedule Phone Appointment. Fill out all the details and when the best time to reach you, and we will get back to you at our earliest time available. Hola, mi nombre es Rubén Rubio. Para apoyar mi canal, visite mi sitio de web RubenRubioTX.com en tu teléfono, tableta o computadora. Para Facebook, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Facebook. En mi página de Facebook, haga clic en like y siga. Para Instagram, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logo de Instagram. En mi perfil de Instagram, haga clic en seguir. Para YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de YouTube. En mi página de YouTube, haga clic en suscríbase y haga sonar la campana para todas las notificaciones. Para Twitch, vaya al menú y haga clic en el logotipo de Twitch. En mi página de Twitch, haga clic en el corazón para seguir. Si tienes preguntas que le gustaría responder en alguno de nuestros live stream o videos de YouTube, vaya al menú y haga clic en Ask a Question, llene todos los detalles del formulario y haga clic en Enviar. Puede elegir ser anónimo o que su primer nombre se mencione en el video. Si desea programar una cita por teléfono, vaya al menú y haga clic en Schedule Phone Appointment. Llene todos los detalles y cuando es el mejor momento para llegar a usted y nos encontraremos en nuestro momento más